What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media, and guys, I finally got to go see Superman last night at an early screening, and I'm very happy. So I'm going to be giving you my review for Superman in this video. No spoilers. There's going to be no spoilers ahead. I'm going to be doing a spoiler review once I see the film one or two more times later this week. I'm very excited to see it again because this movie, honestly, was so great. So with all that being said, if you're new to the channel, I'm Nerd Media. I talk about movies, TV shows, and comic books all the time on this channel. Today we're obviously talking about Superman. This is probably the most anticipated, my most anticipated YouTube video to make this whole year, so it's pretty awesome making this. But with all that being said, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like the video, comment down below your thoughts if you got a chance to see Superman last night. And with all that being said, let's dive right into the video. Like a lot of you, Superman was my most anticipated movie of the year, and I was just looking forward to it. My hype was building more and more every day, and especially in the last month, my hype has been like through the roofs for this movie. And leading up to the movie a few hours before I saw it yesterday, it was just, I haven't felt that excited about a single movie in quite a long time, and I gotta say, it was a very, very good feeling to have for a movie. I mean, I haven't felt that excited about a movie. I don't even want to say it was like Deadpool and Wolverine or anything, because I was a little bit disappointed by that movie. But I would even say like Spider-Man No Way Home, and that was like 3.5 years ago, so it's been a long time. But what did I think about the movie when I saw it? I thought it was great. I thought that, I was a little bit concerned in the first half hour because everything that's shown in like the first half hour, 45 minutes, is pretty much everything you get from the trailers. And I was a little bit worried because I was like, oh, I've already seen all of this and I can kind of piece all this together. But no, I was totally wrong. This movie, it has some of my favorite superhero moments of all time in it. It honestly, when it throws you right into the universe of DC, like you literally get thrown into right in the middle of one of Superman's battles, and it just has a quick little thing on the screen that explains like Clark's backstory in like 10 seconds, and it really is effective. And I feel like it's not going to work for a lot of people, but for me, getting just thrown right into the middle of this DC universe really worked. And it really made, by the end of this movie, I was really, really stoked to see what else is in store for this universe. Like, I will say, the one thing that they did accomplish with this DC universe is making you excited for what's to come next. And I feel like now, especially with comic book cinematic universes like Marvel, it's definitely a little bit hard to get excited for the next film. But with DC, they've successfully made me more excited for anything that they've got going than what Marvel has. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm excited for things like Doomsday and Secret Wars and Brand New Day, and even Fantastic Four. But I think that DC has a lot more going for it, and this film just proves that, and I am so stoked for what's next. I can't wait to see a Batman-Superman interaction. I can't wait to see Supergirl, Clayface. I mean, I'm happy that this movie made me feel that. But this movie has literally every single emotion in it. It has happiness. You feel happy and joyful here. You feel excited during the action sequences. You get sad and feel emotional. Like, I cried a lot during this movie, and I got teary-eyed a lot, and you will laugh. It's a very funny movie as well, especially with the Justice Gang, and a lot of people may not like that. Personally, I think it fits so well with those specific type of characters, so it doesn't feel out of place for a Superman movie or anything. And it seriously does actually embody hope like Superman is. I mean, there may have been 4 or 5 moments in this movie where either Superman says something that is just so Superman, there's something happens that represents Superman, or there's just a really awesome Superman moment that I feel like just proves that James Gunn understands the character that just had me smiling. Like, I can't really think of a dull moment that was in this film for me. Like, I feel like it just kept going. It was so exciting and so entertaining, so fun, and just overall a great comic book movie. I mean, it's my favorite movie of the year. There is one moment, I think, halfway through the movie where you see in the trailers that Superman is kind of like stuck in this box or something, and when he is escaping, I feel like that scene kind of dwindled down a little bit for me, but luckily that scene only lasted like 2 minutes. But I will say the visuals in that scene, I think are like the coolest visuals I've seen all year, honestly. I mean, there's still some good in the most like dull part of the movie, which is why I don't take any points off for that, because every good movie has at least one dull moment in it, at least for me it does, and honestly, that was probably the best that it's going to get, because the visuals in that scene, it's so cool, and there were so many moments in this movie where, you know, James Gunn is so unapologetic for the comic book aspect of this movie, which I love, and it's something that I absolutely adore about comic book movies that aren't afraid to lean into that. Like, this movie, I think, is probably the biggest example of a comic book movie, because it's the most comic book movie you're probably gonna watch, and it's so unapologetic for that, because there are so many moments in this movie with characters and aliens and like different universes and stuff that just, I'm just like confused about it, and I love that they don't even take a moment to explain it, because then I'm just like, oh, that's really cool, and that's just really fascinating, and I love that we actually had that feeling for a comic book movie that isn't going to apologize for being a comic book movie. Getting onto the actors and their performances, David Corenswet is Superman. He's perfect in that role. He is my Superman. I mean, he is literally right next to Christopher Reeves for me. Those are probably the two best iterations of Superman we've ever gotten. I'm not the biggest Henry Cavill Superman fan. I actually really hate that character and how he was portrayed in those movies, especially after rewatching them before seeing Superman last night. I mean, it was alright, but I think that he has the perfect look for Superman, but David Corenswet absolutely nailed it. Rachel Brosnahan is perfect as Lois Lane. I don't think you could have casted a better person for her. She is just one of the highlights of this movie. I mean, she has, with Clark, some of the best scenes in the film, like that interview scene that you see in the trailers. It's like a 10-minute long scene, and it's just great. And you get this scene with her and Clark with a beautiful background, by the way, with also a really fun cameo in there. It's just she has a lot of really great moments, and I am so excited to see where that character is going to go in the future. And I feel like she's probably going to be one of the characters we don't see as much compared to Superman or Lex Luthor, but I'm still very excited to see where she's going to go. And speaking of Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult, he nailed it. He steals all the scenes that he is in every single moment of this film. He just absolutely knocked it out of the park. I mean, seriously, this is the best iteration of Lex Luthor we've gotten. I think that, you know, him being an absolute hater and being jealous of Superman is so well conveyed through Nicholas Hoult's emotions and Lex, and it doesn't have to be upright said that he is just jealous of him. You can tell just through the emotions, and I love that. And there are so many moments where I just absolutely hated Lex, and honestly, I think that Lex is one of the things I'm most excited to see, hopefully, in the future of the DCU. Speaking of things I want to see in the future of the DCU, I need to see Mr. Terrific again. I really enjoyed his performance. He was great, and he stole every scene that he was in. I mean, along with him and Lex, they were both scene stealers, and they weren't in scenes together, which, I mean, I guess kind of makes sense, because then they would both be stealing the scene, but seriously, I hope that the secret sequel to Superman that James Gunn is writing is a Mr. Terrific movie or show, because I think that, you know, a lot of people are going to love Mr. Terrific, and already a lot of people are, seeing like what they're saying about him from other early reviews. Like, he was great, and I think he is the most Guardians of the Galaxy-esque kind of stylistic character that's been translated from James Gunn. I mean, he has a moment in this movie that, you know, there's a song in the background. He has a whole fight scene. It really feels like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think that is probably the biggest compliment I can give that, because it was just such a cool scene. And obviously, Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl, I loved them in this movie. They were actually really funny, and it really worked for those characters, and genuinely, I am so excited to see those two pop up in Peacemaker Season 2 now, because it's just, I am so excited for that, because I enjoyed those characters so much, and throwing them into a TVMA kind of environment, I feel like it's just going to make them that much more funny and entertainable, and I'm just so excited for that. Now, this is a comic book movie, so you are going to get some cameos in there, and I think you get like one or two like major big cameos in this movie, and there are like surprise like celebrity appearances and like who they're playing and everything. There's a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy actors in here who are either voicing or playing characters, obviously, because it's a James Gunn movie, he's going to want to do that. But there are two major big cameos that I think were just portrayed and perfected. Like, it doesn't feel like a cameo, it just feels like an appearance in the universe that's just casually happening, and that is also just really, really exciting to see, because it's also like we're in a connected universe now, so it's exciting to see these other people crossing over. And there's one, it's awesome. I'll get into them in my spoiler review. I really think that this is the way that you use cameos. You don't use it for fan service, you just use it to either expand on the universe, or you just use it to kind of just throw it in there to have some fun. Crypto was obviously great as well. I was skeptical about how much of Crypto we were going to get, but we didn't get too much, and we also didn't get too little, so I'm very happy with the amount that we got. And there's actually a lot of action scenes of Crypto in this movie as well. I cannot tell you guys how much this movie embodies hope more than any other Superman movie that we have gotten. That is why I love this movie so much, because it perfectly captures the spirit and hope of Superman. And I feel like, you know, when you get the moments with him at the Kent farm, and when you get some of the moments of him trying to pick himself up again after a fight, it really kind of means a lot more that he actually has that representation of hope. And I feel like that's something we've been missing for a while in a Superman movie, and to have that finally, I think is just really, really exciting and just great, because it's just perfect. As of right now, besides that little like halfway through the movie flaw that I have, I don't really think I could find any other flaws with this movie. I genuinely think that this movie is perfection besides that one thing. And I mean, I gave it a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It's my favorite movie of the year. It's my favorite Superman movie, right next to Christopher Reeve's Superman. I mean, seriously, it really is just that movie, and I highly recommend you guys go seeing it if you haven't already. I'm sure a lot of you are going to go see it. I loved it, and I can't wait to see it 3 more times this week. I mean, it's very exciting. It's a very exciting time. I'm so happy that this movie actually succeeded in being a great movie, because that is obviously a big worry that we have going into these films that we're all really excited for, is if it's going to be good or bad. Now we got Fantastic Four in 2 weeks. We also got Supergirl next year along with Clayface. This movie knows how to make you get excited for those movies, and it's great. This movie has 2 post-credit scenes too, by the way. There's one like right at the end of like the main title card sequence, and then there's one at the very end that I personally crack up at every time I watch it, either on TikTok or just in the movies. It was so funny, and it is worth sticking around for. It's not going to set anything up crazy, but it's just a really funny joke that I really enjoyed. Yeah, with all that being said, if you guys stuck around the video this long, thank you so much. Sincerely, I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought of Superman if you've seen it already. And if you haven't, pause the video, book your tickets, go see it tomorrow, and come back. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And with all that being said, stick around for my spoiler review coming later this week, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.